Hi everyone. Today I'm gonna do a quick comparison of three very similar knife. They're um, two from Ganzo and one from Mora. Of course, this is the famous Mora Companion. Yeah, I bought these three from off of Amazon. They're really closely priced. All three of them are below 20 bucks. I think these two, the Mora Companion is about 16 bucks, and this is the Ganzo G806. It's about the same price. This 807 is a little bit more expensive. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But they're in the same market. Although I think the blade shape is meant for a little bit different purpose. But you know basically it's used by folks that in the outdoor or camping or just emergency. You want to put one in the car. Uh, the good thing is these knives are very cheap, so if you lose it, it's not a big deal. But I think in my mind, they all provide really great value for the price, and you can't really go wrong with any one of these knives. But as you can see, the blades are quite different, even within the Ganzo line here. So the left two are from Ganzo. This is a brand that I am not familiar with, but when I was looking for, thinking about buying the Mora, I came across this too. So I looked them up in some of the YouTube video reviews and learned more about this brand. Actually, they have a lot of different knives and provide great value, and it's very competitive. So it just goes to show how competitive this field is. Yeah, let's start with the famous Mora Companion. So I think this probably does not need any introduction for a lot of folks, especially folks that are into outdoors and wood crafts and stuff like that. This is a very famous knife. I think this is one of the original knives that is it's a Swedish knife that started this whole thing. It's a really good knife, very tough, stainless steel, from Sweden, and it's got this very nice Scandi grind. So it's especially great for woodwork, right? You want to create kindles and you want to chop, small chopping, splitting wood. It's not a full tang, although Mora Crate has a line that is full tang, but those are more expensive. But you can do some light patoning with this, no problem. I've seen people on the YouTube and do it. So very tough knife overall, and the blade itself is tuned for woodwork, right? Some of the spec for Mora, the blade is 4.1 inch. So this whole blade here, I want to make sure I'm inside the camera. This is 4.1 inch. The thickness is, the blade thickness here is about 2.3 millimeter. Okay, it's fairly stout. You can see that go all the way the spine to the tip, where you have this shape. It's almost like a saber grind right here, and makes it really tough for carving and whittling. So this is its strength. Weight's about 4.5 ounce. Overall length, this is 8 inches. Tip to the hilt here, 8 inches. The handle is very ergonomic, plastic, nice grip. I really like the shape of this grip. It just feels very natural. It doesn't have any, because it's not a full tang, so you can't really do patoning with this thing. But I don't think that's a big deal. So really great knife. It's a mirror polish. So yeah, you will get scratches for sure if you're really using this knife, but I don't think most people that buy this knife cares about that. Nice, some of the engraving says Mora knife, made in Sweden, stainless steel. Yeah, this is, I can see why this is so popular. This is actually my second Mora. I have another one that is carbon steel. It's the black version, and that thing is a full tank, and you can definitely do some heavy duty batoning. Actually, I think I have it with me. But that will rust if you're not careful. So, yeah, here's the knife. I had this for almost 10 years. So it's got the similar shape. You can tell that it's a little bit more heavy duty. They have a new successor. Looks very similar, but this is one of the original one that is made for heavy duty, camping, splitting wood. And I'm not sure. This may I have to look it up, but I can't remember. This is full tank. I don't think this actually is full tank, but it's much more heavy duty. So, but I never had a companion. Okay. Next one up. This is going to Ganzo. This one, it's you can see that this is a saber grind. Really nice satin finish. So it's not a mirror polish. I really like the shape of this drop point. Really nice. The only thing I wish they do is the blade. It's a little bit short. So the blade length is 3.4 inches. So versus the 4.1, right? You can tell the difference. It's thicker. You can see the spine's a little bit thicker. It's 3.3 millimeter thick. So you can tell it's a little bit thicker. Although, toward the tip it narrows down toward the tip. Nice drop point, saber grind. This is unlike the Scandi grind. Obviously, you can tell that these are designed for more for preparing food. You can slice through meat, cutting vegetable a lot more easier than the Scandi grind. It's just different grind for different type of work. Yeah, the only thing I wish is the blade's a little bit longer. Although since it's less than 3.5 inches, this is technically legal to be concealed carry, at least in Washington State. Anything less than 3.5 is legal. So this one technically is not legal to be concealed carry in Washington State. Unless you're going camping and fishing, I think that's fine. So that's the Ganzo G807. Another thing is I wish they have a better naming. Mora Companion is certainly a lot easier to remember than G807, right? And it's a bigger brother or smaller brother, depending on how you look at it. This one also is Ganzo, and this is G806. Where is it? Let me get to the spec here. This is the 806, and it's got a different blade shape, as you can tell. And it's the same length. You can see the blade is longer. It's the same, basically the same length, 8-inch end to end, just like the Mora. Okay. This is lighter. This one is lighter among the three. I think this is the lightest one. It's 3.12 ounce. I really can't tell the difference, to be honest. They're all light. Holding in my hand, I can't really tell the difference. The blade length is a little bit shorter than the Mora. This one comes in at 3.85. So this one is 3.85, and this one, Mora, is 4.1. Okay, and the blade shape, similar to its brother, it is saber grind, right? It's got this flat surface. So both are good for prepping food, and but the 807, the one on the right here, it's got a thicker blade, so it is definitely going to be stronger in some of the woodwork. And you can see that the shape of the tip, the top, it's got this kind of swedge and makes the tip stronger. So I expect that this blade here, the 807, will last a little bit longer if you want to do some whittling work in the tip. This one, 806, you have to be a little bit careful. I think you could bend this thing if you kind of abuse it. But both are great knife, right? Great value for less than $20. Yep. So the sheets, again, Mora. This is very identifiable sheet, right? It's really recognizable now. It's got a drain hole. It's not switchable, so it has to go in a certain way. You can't flip it around. This won't go in. I gotta be careful not to cut myself. You can clip this to your belt, or if you have a button, you can hang it through here. It'll lock in. It doesn't have a lanyard hole. That's one thing I think the Companion, some people make comments about that. You can probably drill a hole through yourself if you're careful, since it's not a full tank. Coming over to the 807, this one also has to go in a certain way, right? It's not reversible because the shape of the blade. What I like about this blade is it is so small. You can see how short it is. So it's easy to carry. And this one has 2 drain hole, which is interesting, and a built-in lanyard hole. So this is great. You can put a cord in there. You can probably make it easier to baton if you really need to. You can grab let's say you have a string back here. It's easier to hold on to. Makes it easy to baton. Its brother 806, same thing. Feels really great in the hand. But one thing I did notice, I think it's harder for you to slip with the 807 because it's got a deeper grip here. So it's harder to slip your finger and cut yourself. Here it's a little bit shallow, although there is a dip. But I can see that if you doing some kind of thrusting motion, you hit something hard, you could potentially slip and cut yourself. But the one thing good about this knife is that the sheath is, sorry, this is the wrong one. The sheath for the other guy, the 806, the green one, is reversible. So that's cool. All right, this is the first part of the review. Next one, I'm gonna do some food prep video for you guys to see. Stay tuned.